Welcome back to another video. In this video I'll be talking about Sprite Manager because we're going to be using it in our game in the next couple of videos to display unit information and stuff and 2D graphics on the screen. But I'm going to explain how to install Sprite Manager, what it does, and also software to actually create some sprite sheets because the Sprite Manager is pretty useless if you can't create sprite sheets. So I'll point you in the direction to some free software. So what is Sprite Manager? Sprite Manager is a set of 3 scripts that do 2 things. The first thing, you can easily manage your 2D animations in Unity because Unity is basically a 3D game engine and it wasn't designed to manage 2D game objects or 2D sprite sheets. So Sprite Manager allows you to do this. You can add sprites and manage their animations and the UVs and the layers on the screen and things, and it does a really good job. The free version I'm talking about does a really good job. And the other reason is that it cuts down draw calls in your Unity game, and what it does is you create a Sprite Manager object in your game, and all of your sprites are merged into a single mesh or a mesh renderer or a mesh render, and that mesh render, because it contains all your sprites, you don't need to call multiple draw calls, and you refer to your sprites on that one mesh. It saves a lot of overhead in Unity, and it's the first thing they mention in the overview. It's their unique selling point, let's say, and they've aimed it for the iPhone to save draw calls on the iPhone, but you can use it in any project. Okay, so this is the wiki page. You can just type in Sprite Manager and it'll come up, and it's made out of 3 classes. The Sprite class, which you can, pretty generic class, you can draw your layers, you can manage your animations and stuff, and set the color of your sprites and things like that. Okay, I'm going to go into some examples in the next couple of videos on how to use Sprite Manager, but there's got the Sprite Manager class, the actual Sprite class. Okay, the actual Sprite class does a load of things with your actual sprites. Okay, and there's also another one called Linked Sprite Manager. Okay, so Sprite Manager is very general, you can manage your sprites. The actual Sprite class does things like stores your sprites and lets you refer to the sprite sheet and manage your animations and things. And the Linked Sprite Manager is similar to the actual Sprite Manager class. It inherits from Sprite Manager, but it automatically updates your sprite's transform positions every frame. In other words, you can animate things with the Linked Sprite Manager without worrying about updating the position every frame, but with the Sprite Manager class, this generic one, you'd have to loop through your sprites and update the position manually. Okay, so like you can imagine, the Linked Sprite Manager takes up a lot of overhead. Well, not a lot, but it takes up a lot more overhead than the Sprite Manager class because it's automatically attempting to update your sprites every frame, like the position and stuff and the animation. Okay, so only use this if you're like animating your sprites on every frame. Otherwise, you can use the Sprite Manager class. Okay, so I think that's all I want to talk about in this video, just how to use it and why you use it and stuff. And all these functions are quite simple to call. It just lists the arguments of each function and then you can apply it to your game. But I'll do that in the next video. So the software you can use, okay, the first thing I want to mention is SWF Sheet. It's really cool because it bases its kind of functionality on Flash, because you can export a Flash movie, like an SWF Flash movie from Flash, and let's be honest, Flash is really easy to find these days. You can download a free trial, or you might have a version of Flash, export your animation, and then you can import the SWF file into this program called SWF Sheet, and then it gets all the frames in the SWF file and makes a sprite sheet of that movie. Alright, so that's really good. Flash has some really nice animation tools like the animation tweens and stuff in their vector based graphics. Really easy to create animations. Just export it, import it into this program, create your sprite sheet, configure the sprite sheet, boom, done. That's a really good program, guys, and it's totally free. And another totally free one is called Sprite Sheet Maker. Okay, you can get this for Windows and Mac, and this one's kind of geared towards importing multiple movies or multiple images and stuff, and then creating your sprite sheet from there. Okay, so if you don't have Flash, if you use something else to create your images, you can import them into this program. And it's really simple to do. Just do your column count, import the images, and then export the sprite sheet. Alright guys, so very simple stuff. You might be wondering, well, I've seen a program called Texture Packer and that's meant to be really good and stuff. And I downloaded Texture Packer on the previous version, and I I paid my subscription fee, which was about, I don't know, $20 to $30 at the time, I can't remember. And then a new version came out, and they wanted me to pay another the $20 to $30 for the new version, and I couldn't use my previous version. And then I thought, wait a minute, this company's just trying to make money from me. I don't want to use this anymore. So these two free packages, SWF Sheets and Sprite Sheet Maker, totally free, lets you do what you want, and I recommend using these because you don't want to get ripped off by a texture packer. And there's one more thing to mention. When I first started this program, my little snitch thing popped up and said this Sprite Sheet Maker wanted to connect to the server, so I don't know what that was about. Just remember, guys, these are air applications, and this one didn't flag anything. This one's fine, but this one flagged. This wanted to connect to the flashgen.com website. I don't know why. There's nothing here that mentions updates, so you might want to install Little Snitch and block it from attempting to connect to the website, because these Adobe Air applications have unrestricted access to your file system. So it's a pretty trusted bit of software, but just to make sure, you might want to block it from attempting to access its website, or you can do it in the terminal somehow, I don't know, by blocking the website address from your Mac. So just a little point there, you might want to block this from accessing the website. Okay, so this is Sprite Manager. All you need to do is copy and paste the 3 scripts into your Unity project, and that's everything you need. In the next video I'm going to have some sprites ready, and then we can play with a couple of demonstrations and understand how it works. Okay guys, thanks for watching the video. I'll hopefully see you in the next video.